and welcome to the hashtag Here to Hear Keeping It 100 podcast. My name is Damon Nella, and I'll be serving as the host. I am the Membership Enhancement Facilitator for NAFCM. I am joined by my co-host, DG Bond, the president of NAFCM. How's it going, DG?
Doing great, Damon. Glad to be with you and excited about our guest today and to learn more about the work she's doing both in Washington and in California.
Yes, we are so excited about her. Today we have an awesome guest with us, Mary Grace out of Everett, Washington. Mary is in the master's program for negotiation, conflict resolution, and peace building at Cal State University, Dominguez Hill. And we want to bring her in and let you guys meet her as well so you can know exactly who we're talking about because she is awesome.
Well, there's the doorbell.
There's the doorbell. Hello,
Well,
Mary
hello.
Grace.
Hi,
How are
gentlemen.
you?
I'm wonderful. I am wonderful. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And we just gave the audience a brief spiel about who you are, but we want you to delve in further and let them know some more information about you personally.
Well, I'm up here in Everett, Washington, which is just north of Seattle. And I love it here. I absolutely love it here. And from here, I was able to go into the negotiation, conflict resolution, and peace building program at Cal State Dominguez Hills. And go Toros. I can't say enough about that program. The depth and breadth of peace building that they lend to the whole concept of conflict was exactly what I was looking for. And I'm just finishing that up now. I'm getting ready to do my capstone. And the area that we're going to talk about is where my research has been and where I hope to go from here with it. So I'm very happy to be here.
Great. And we're glad that you are here with us. And we're going to just jump right in it. And our topic is how community dialogue is critical to the restorative justice process. And right off the bat, we want to know, how can restorative justice be utilized to transform our culture? How can we use that to make changes and make transitions and transformation?
It's the missing piece right now. And I'm so grateful to be able to talk about this. So the first thing I think to understand is that we have a conflict culture in our society. Have you ever thought of that? We have a conflict culture. And the three words that come to mind when I talk about the conflict culture in America is force, punishment, and separation. When you think about conventional justice these days, it's adversarial. I'm coming after you. This is in the court systems, in relationships, in just how we learn. It's in the culture of conflict. It's adversarial. It's vengeful. I'm going to make you hurt as much as you hurt me. It's about blame and punishment. And so the force speaks to, once somebody's caught, the transgressor then owes something to the state or the school or the one who made the rules, the one whose rules they broke, not the victim. Debt is often paid to society. And rarely is the victim's needs considered beyond seeing the perpetrator locked up. They think that's retribution for the victim. Oh, look, they got locked up. You're feeling better, right? And that's not the case. Separation comes from the justice system. Everything we do separates. We divide property. We say who's right and who's wrong. We say you owe this to you. Everything is about the separation in a conflict. And then the punishment is, like we talked about, it's the pain. How much can I make you hurt? So I think the thing that really embeds it into our culture is that it's reinforced It's reinforced throughout our society. Our movies, we cheer for the good guy, and we love those movies. They feel good. But what they're teaching us is more of that separation. It's power over instead of power with. It's separation instead of inclusion. You know, our music, our cartoons, even from such a young age, and just the general attitude that we have in relationships towards transgressions. So I believe the community is where the dialogue needs to start, is because the community is left very fragmented in the wake of this. And not only that, when you think about members of a community, and if there's an offender that has served their time and re-entering the community, they're stigmatized. They have a hard time finding a job. They have a hard time getting a place to live with a record. I mean, you even look at this at the youngest ages, and in the schools, if somebody's suspended or expelled or got in trouble for something, they come back to the classroom and the kids are all, you know, they laugh at them. They are stigmatized. And the members of the community are sitting with an unwritten permission to hold themselves superior, simply because the other one got caught, maybe when they didn't, but went through the process of paying a debt to society, then stigmatizes the offender. They come back to a community where the community feels like they have permission to feel above in some way.
Mary, you've talked about two things, and one is the system itself, and the other is being stigmatized. I want to go back a moment and ask you a question about the system itself, because you refer to as the justice system. And here in community mediation, we refer to that part as the court system, because community mediation is a part of the justice system. When it was created in 1964, it was to do what you're laying out and has done around the country in how do we help people lean into their conflict and figure out what they want to do about it. What will help everybody be able to live with that conflict in a way that it helps each other grow in a deeper understanding with each other, perhaps a deeper connection. So that invitation allows through this process to accomplish something you talked about. So I just want to put a little challenge in there, because this, I think, could be a part of your dissertation and part of your capstone, is to really make a distinction, if you would, between the court system, which absolutely is exactly as you described. And if it wasn't, we wouldn't have been created in 1964 to say there needs to be more justice, because the court system isn't bringing justice. The court system is doing what you just laid out, deciding who wins, who loses, who gives up, who takes, who walks away feeling better, who walks away feeling worse. It doesn't allow that disruption, that disagreement ever really to go away. It actually cements the trauma of it forever. And I think I'm hearing you say that. I just wanted to challenge a bit with it. Think of it as the court system, and think of the work that you're getting your degree in as entering the real justice circle of how do we help people lean in to that. So it gets to your second point about stigma. So first, let me stop there. Reaction to that request of making that distinction.
I love that you brought.
Okay, good.
I love that you brought that up. Absolutely. And we are changing. I mean, this is where restorative practices come in. And I want to get to that, because that is going to be my focus. I think when I say justice, I was speaking to the conflict culture. The culture that's embedded, what we're trying to turn over, is exactly what you identified. And that is where, because what's just on paper does not resolve a conflict. It just does not resolve a conflict. And that's where restorative justice comes in. You know, because you think about what's missing. So for the victim, they never get it. Okay, and I'm going to go to the classic justice court system that we are trying to turn over. And what restorative justice, restorative circles, healing circles provides is a chance for the victim to face their offender if they want, a chance to ask why. That's the question everybody has when something happens. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? And not that there would probably ever be an acceptable answer when somebody's harmed, but simply the chance to ask it and then connect on a human level with the offender, who then has a chance to say, this is the pressure I was under. This is this way. This is the threat I was under. This is the obstacles I was trying to overcome. So they can then respond in a human way, even if it doesn't meet the paper. Oh, you were experiencing that, so I deserved it. It's not about deserving. It's about exchanging experiences and reconnecting. Because again, the traditional conflict separates us in every way. And how can we call ourselves a community or a society when every single conflict further separates us, just creates more and more divisions, where we truly are a society of individuals at that point with no connection. Did you have another question, or do you want me to go on with?
No, I do, but I know Damon does as well, so I don't want to take away that time.
Absolutely.
Yes. No, I was just going to say, Mary, with what you're saying, I love what you're talking about, because it brings in rehabilitation. Because the way the current system is, there's no real rehabilitation, and you had mentioned something that really triggered me when you said the power over and the power with. And I do a nurturing fathers program. We do the power over and power to, which would be similar to the power with. So of course, the power over is that domineering, aggressive, and the power to is more of the collaboration. Let's work together. And as you stated, so it becomes the you versus me, I win, you lose, as opposed to we, and we both win. And what you're explaining is what you're trying to accomplish is everybody gets to win, everyone gets to heal, everyone gets to face and take part in the rehabilitation process. And all parties can have their closure and resolve the situation. Am I hearing you correctly?
Absolutely. And Damon, the thing that you're reminding me of is I've been in this program for a couple of years now, and the most difficult thing for me, and I consider myself a peaceful activist, community building person, and that's why I love this program. That's why I went into it. I did not understand conflict. I still couldn't understand the adversarial. Well, wait, they did something. So how do you solve? How do you get a meeting of the minds? It's not a meeting of the minds. We have to remove that idea that says, who's going to win this argument? And we have to embrace the concept that says, wow, we're feeling something between us right now that needs to be addressed. Let's do this. Let's come together. And nobody wins, nobody loses, because there is no winning and losing. There is coming together to see what was that thing that was making us both feel like this. And it's just about perspective. And when you come together and you attack it, but the only thing, when somebody's attacking you and you're feeling angry and combative, this is not possible. So this is what the restorative conversation is. It's honestly saying, wow, that impacted me like this, which is information for the thing that you're going to ultimately address anyway. And the person who might have initiated the harm says, well, here's what I was thinking, and here's how it made me feel. And as you share, all those walls of combativeness come down, and you drift together. And eventually what happens after that conversation is you recognize, oh, we have to deal with one issue here. And so restorative justice is that hand motion, the one that moves you from adversarial to working together. And now that would be maybe in a parent-child. There are many instances of crimes and violent crimes and things where I will absolutely say a restorative conversation will support and help the victim. I'm not going to sit here and promise that now they're going to be buddies and work together. However, they may reach humanity and understanding and possibly compassion. And that would be the goal. That would be the knitting that happens underneath.
You mentioned parents and children. How do you deal with power imbalances?
In parent-child?
Or any relationship, every relationship has a power imbalance. How do you make sure you're attuned to that as you facilitate this development of connection?
So that's a really interesting one. And the most interesting part goes to where hierarchy is needed. You know, there's a system of how the rules are. So it happens before the rules are set out. So the consideration, okay, and I'm just going to say time is the thing that we all seem to not have for this, but I'm going to lay out the, you know, the pie in the sky, best process forward, and then we work to see how we can make that happen. But the process is to engage in a non-hierarchical conversation that again does this. It's like, okay, team, employees, we're having a budget issue. I'm going to be real with you. There are so many secrets we keep from each other, which I think reinforces the power imbalance. You know, it's like, oh, I can't let them know the company's, you know, struggling in these areas. Or, you know, oh, I can't let the kids know that mommy doesn't know what to do about this. Or, oh, I can't let them know that, you know, daddy was scared. They can't have that image. There's so much emotional conversation that goes to support power imbalance, and it lets us ease right into conflict, because there's no overcoming that once information is and humanity is kept from each other. So dialogue to the extent as is healthy with children. Don't be afraid to be seen as an equal. You know, if I'm the parent and I have to make a decision or mete out a consequence, I can't be afraid to go and say, okay, let's talk about what happened, and you know, what's going to be the best way forward. And you know, here, okay, so consequences also must not be about separation. You know, so you're going to have to be punished or timeout or grounded for a kid. It's going to be really hard to reach this if you're in the process of separating. I have an example of one of my sons got into some trouble when he was a teenager, and I said, you know, at the time I was doing a battle of the bands with the community, and he had a band already. I was short a band. And so I said, look, it just looks like you have too much time on your hands. So you stay home, build a band, get new people, fill that slot that I need. I know you love it. Make good use of your time. And then you can be free to go and do whatever you want. And he did. And they ended up winning the battle of the bands. So, you know, it's anyway, so much to talk about.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Mary. This time goes by so fast. Was it anything else you wanted to ask Mary really quickly before we conclude?
There's a lot, but we'll need a part 2, because I want to know
Yes.
about the work they're doing in Compton and other adventures and how she's applying these concepts. So Mary, we'll have to have you back.
Okay, because I want to take you to the place we didn't get to, and that is where restorative justice needs to go next and really needs the community. This is where the community needs to come clean with the offenders and the kids that we're locking up. It's time for a healing dialogue between community and offenders.
Yes, yes, we totally agree. And as you say, we stated we barely touched the surface of what we wanted to get into. So this will be the preview to
It's a
what
deep
was to
well.
come. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we're definitely going to dive deep the next time. But we
Okay.
surely appreciate your time, Mary Grace. You've been an awesome guest. I'm so grateful for my co-host, DG Mon, but it's been great conversation. So we appreciate you and wish you all the best. And we appreciate everyone for tuning in to hashtag Here to Here, Keeping It 100 podcast. Be on the lookout for more to come. Thank you and take care.
Thank you.